Hey guys, welcome to Punky's World. Okay, yesterday evening I talked to my Aunt Liz. It was a wonderful conversation. We cleared the air on why I hadn't heard from her when my mother passed away. She tried. That's good. I'm gonna go shopping today, and I'll do a video when I get home. I have been working on these trees for that Dalzell family and McQuarrie family. McGeary, sorry. And this is how ChatGPT laid it out, which lines I needed to do, and I'm making some notes along the way. So today I'm going to go through, well, probably tomorrow because I got stuff to do today. I'm going to go through and, go through each kid and try to figure out I also want to note that the spelling of the name changed over time. Because it went from Dalziel to, Dalzell. It's like half the kids spelled their name the way that I know to spell it, and half the kids didn't. I also have a discrepancy on the mother. So I'm gonna have to look at some records and figure out if there were two wives of this man or what was going on, because there's one named Findlater who is listed as mother in some cases, and then there's Mary Dodds who is his wife. So I have to figure out how many of the children were hers and how many of the children were Findlater, or because one of them has that as a middle name, and that's usually indicative of a mother's maiden name. So I think all the kids got grouped under Mary Dodds instead of under Findlater, unless it's the same person. And she was married another time, so she had the two last names. I'm gonna have to do some research on that, because I'm pretty sure it was the same first name, although Mary's a very common name. And in Ireland, you have a million people with the same first name. I also discovered that my appointment's on a Tuesday. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do for that. Because I don't have a ride. So I'm going to have to figure that out. But it's an emergency appointment, and if I change it, I won't get in until the middle of September. And I really don't want to wait that long. This is an important appointment. It's my neck. So I have to figure out a ride situation. I don't know what to do. I'll figure it out. I will talk to Dawn and see if she can come up with somebody who can bring me up to Memorial Hospital. So, I'll keep you posted on that. The times that it really, really, really sucks to not drive. When you have an emergency appointment. Huh. It's weird. My eye goes all the way out there on that side, but not on that side. Huh. Weird. Oh, I know why. I bet you that is my scar. Yeah, that's my scar. I crawled into heaters like these. Like this. Only, it didn't have the cover. See the cover? Down there? They didn't have the cover. They were... So, there's little sharp ribs in there that go across. I don't know. Do these have those? Oh, yeah. And I crawled right into the corner of one. So, everybody told my mother she needs stitches, and my mother said, no, she does not. Which would have been a worse scar had I gotten stitches, so. But yeah, there's the scar right there. You wouldn't think as I grew up that that scar would have stayed. Because I was a baby. Obviously, I was crawling. But yeah. Those things in one of the bedrooms, I don't know what happened to the covers. I never remember covers. And those things in one of the bedrooms were crushed. The little, and it's supposed to be individual, like, sharp plates were crushed. And I said to my mother, what happened to those? She said, you kids in your cars and stuff? Oh. I asked her years later, what happened to those? Why were they so crushed? She said, you kids in your cars. So that's kind of funny. Everybody loves my aunt's painting. Put it on Facebook and my aunt replied right away. So Friday I'm going to Auntie Edie's. I can't bring you along. But it's okay. I might be able to make a short video just having Auntie Edie say hello to you guys. You know, Auntie say hello to the vlog. And just make a short so you guys can meet her. You guys have met Dawn. She's been on a couple times. This time I want to have her film me opening my presents. So I have that. For me and for the vlog. And I'm wearing Tom Tom and Jerry. For some reason, I thought this was a stand-up mess, but it cleaned up beautifully. It's not at all, so that's good. Like I said, hi, Colin. My landlord just drove by. I think he just came out of the driveway, actually. I just realized something. When I did my math, I didn't do it right. Of course I didn't. Anyway, because I subtracted 1,000, not 1,050. So I have to subtract 50 from that total. Okay. That sounds more like it. Glad I did that. I'm glad I realized that. He went by and it reminded me that it's not 1,000, it's 1,050. So, anyway. Yeah. And on top of everything else yesterday, I found out that my Aunt Susan passed away. My Aunt Liz and I was going through trying to find her on Facebook, which I ended up sending her my profile because I couldn't find her and she couldn't find me for some reason. So, anyway. So, what was I gonna say? So she could friend me. And, where was I going with that? Oh, when she was dealing with my uncle's passing with the facility, she asked how her sister Susan was doing, and they said she passed away. She said, "What? When?" And they looked it up and said October of last year. "9 months ago? What the blank?" Yeah. So, and they had no idea that she was her sister. So they had no idea they had brother and sister there. The reason that my aunt was there was because they were taking care of her because she'd had a stroke and needed extra help because of it. But they had no idea that she was Merle's sister. Because, truthfully, Uncle Merle didn't know. He was not in a condition to know. I'm sure Well, maybe he did. Because if I understood my aunt correctly, Auntie would check in on him once in a while. Susan. But he couldn't have communicated it. I'm sure she told him she was his sister, but my uncle had severe disabilities and some mental health issues. That's why he lived there. I thought it was a mental health facility. It was not. It was a facility to help people who couldn't live on their own. Not a nursing home, but sort of a step down from a nursing home. And I guess they put Aunt Sue there because her brother was there. So, which apparently nobody told the facility this little bit of information. That would have been helpful. So, anyway. Yeah. And my aunt was unaware of that, so she was kind of upset. She was hit with a double whammy. Not only did my uncle pass, but her sister passed. So she's dealing with the loss of both. So I have to go on and I have to click another living to deceased. So yeah, that's awful. So yeah, that's what's been happening here. And I got 13,000 steps talking to my aunt. That's one thing that I managed to do, is get a lot of steps when I'm on the phone. So I will figure out a ride situation. So I will keep you posted on that. And thank you so much for being here. I will see you for the food haul once I get back. And I'll get my list. So I will see you when I get back. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless you. Please pray for my family. It's been a lot. And I feel for my aunt. So anyway. So thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you later. I know I already said that, but God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys.